Hi, my name is Blair, and in this video I'll show you how to plan and cost an Umbraco project. The agenda for this video then is we'll take a look at the project plan template that I use for planning and costing projects, but I've tailored this one specifically for Umbraco projects. I've used the template on small, medium and large projects over a number of years. It's just a template I've developed myself as I've had various concerns over using some of the existing project planning tools out there like MS Project. Not a great fan of Gantt charts. Tend to find that end dates are constantly shifting and it's problematic to keep things on track. As we review the template, I'll try and highlight the benefits. If you find this video useful, I'm providing a copy of the template via my website. If you go to my website /project plan, I'll do a download of the project plan Excel template and leave it in your downloads folder. And if you don't know what that is, go to your Chrome settings, search for downloads, and the folder will be revealed. Okay, here's the project plan template that I use for all my projects. It's essentially an Excel table with the alternating row formatting just to distinguish each task from its neighbours. Looking at the columns, task ID, you uniquely identify every task in the plan, which is useful for project meetings and discussions. Each task can be considered up to 4 levels of detail, main task, subtask, level 3, level 4, but if you're able to estimate at a main task level, no need to break it down any further, but the columns allow you to go to whatever detail is appropriate for the project that you're considering. Each task, I tend to think in terms of how many hours it will take me to do a task, and just list the hours. In this case, requirements analysis 2 hours, acceptance test plan not when I'm up 3.5 hours, and then feature sets. Well, you just have to consider the effort required for each of the items. And the spreadsheet will convert the hours into man days, which is used for cost control. I consider 7 hours to be a man day, so all tasks are represented using 7 hours as a man day. There's a plan total column, which is a total of man days required. This is cumulative across all tasks, so the value should be continuously increasing as you go down the column, and the last task value will be your effort for the project. Additionally, I break parts of the project down into phases. In this example, you'll see phases 1 through 3 are related uniquely to the project being considered, so requirements analysis, and then the feature sets that result from that are listed. After the 3 phases are standard phases that apply to virtually every project, so the environment set up in terms of websites, databases, Azure, GitHub, DevOps, system testing, installation, deliverables, whether they include, say, a video tutorial, user instructions, etc. Umbraco packages, NuGet packages, these standard tail phases include, just so that they're considered, even if they're not required, as it is expensive to leave something out of a plan, knowing that the client will insist it needs to be there. So this at least makes me think of the standard features in most projects. Now within the phase, I use conditional formatting just to give colour gradation on the phase and the phase total columns. This just makes the phases stand out and the phase total stand out from each other. At the end of our phase, I have a border to separate it from its neighbours. Just makes the phase stand out, and each phase has its own cumulative total within it, so that you can see which phases are the heavy hitters, and the phase total is bolded just so that the key figure stands out as well. I've made it such that phases could be merged quite easily. For instance, if 2 feature sets we wanted to include in one phase, we could just change that, and we'll notice that the formatting is taken care of automatically, and the phase total will update automatically. The final column is the priority, which tends to work in conjunction with the phase column. If we want to reorder tasks within a feature set, then we can reorder priorities and then resort the table, and that adjusts it to the order that we might want features done. I then have a complete column that I put a Y in when it's been done, and I add a Y to a column I normally zeroed at hours, such that the plan total on an ongoing basis will reflect outstanding effort until the project is complete. If it's a large enough project, I'll save a version of this project plan on a weekly basis, just for audit purposes, and it helps for any post-project analysis of underruns, overruns, etc. So the key figure that we get from this is the plan total. We carry that over into the costing spreadsheet. You can see that's just lifted automatically. Now, in addition to what we've costed, we add in contingency. This is not just fat on the project, this is to cover unavoidable scope creep. This is where you generally have a difference with the client over what they meant by a feature and what you meant by it, and the client's insisting that their interpretation is the right one, so you've just got to do it. It should also allow for any items that you've missed out in your plan that have just got to be done. If there are, for instance, additional deliverables that you hadn't considered that the client saying, oh yeah, all our suppliers always give us this, then you might be inclined to chuck it in. So again, you'll decide. I use 10% typically, but you'll decide what is relevant based on your relationship with the client. So the contingency is converted to man days. The other item that I add in is project management. There's typically meetings and plan updates that need to happen, but if it's a small enough project and there aren't many people involved, then this could possibly be zeroed. But again, put in whatever's suitable. So then you get the total man days for the project. You then have to convert that to a costing, choose a suitable rate person day rate that you feel is appropriate for the client, and that will give you the project costing. Beyond that, it's just adding VAT, and that completes the way a plan is costed for an Umbraco project.